Welcome back everyone. In part 1, we understood what the groups are and how they develop. Now it's time to see how we can take an ordinary group to turn it into a high performance team. You see, not all the groups become effective teams automatically. A team requires something extraordinary, a shared vision, mutual accountability, and a strong coordination, turning the groups into effective teams. So, what makes the team different from a simple group? A team is a group whose members work intensely together for a common purpose and have complementary skills. In a team, success or failure is shared. It's not about the individual performance but collective achievement. Now, let us explore how we can build an effective team step by step. First step is that we should have clear goal and purpose. Every successful team starts with a clear goal. If the members do not know what they are working toward, they cannot perform effectively. For example, if a sales team's goal is to just increase the performance, but that's too vague. But if a goal is to increase the sales by 10%, then everyone knows the exact aim. Then comes our second point, that every team member should know their role. Imagine a football team where no one knows who plays, who defenses, and who will bother the penalties. Similarly, in the organization, developing the kind of transparency is important. Then comes good communication and building the trust. Team members should feel comfortable sharing the ideas, raising the concerns, or admitting their mistakes. Leaders plays a big role in this. They must encourage and should be an active listener. Then we should take care of respect and accountability. Trust is the glue that holds the team together. It develops when everyone support each other constantly. When the trust is high, everyone is willing to take the risks and they innovate. Then we have to take into view consideration the leadership. Different members can lead based on their expertise. For example, one person may lead during the planning and another may be during the technical work. This shared kind of responsibility keeps everyone engaged. Diversity and inclusion plays a major role in teams. Teams with diverse backgrounds and perspective are more creative, but the diversity works only when everyone feels included and respected. So, the team leaders must ensure that everyone should be the part of the project. Then continuous feedback is equally important. We should continuously take the feedback for kind of improvements, and we should learn the lessons from our mistakes, and the constructive feedbacks will help us to make our team stay aligned with each other. Let's take an example of how the company launching a new product. The marketing, design, and finance departments form a cross functional team. At first, they will like a group that everyone is focused on departmental needs, but soon they create a shared group, clarify the roles, communicate openly, and build trust. Gradually, they become the real team. When the challenges come, they collaborate instead of blaming each other. That's the transformation from the group toward the team. But there could be some potential challenges, I must say. Now, I think we should talk about the current challenges that the modern teams are facing. There would be the work that has been, the world has changed, the globalization, and due to fast move of social media. First of all, we will discuss about the virtual teams. What are the virtual teams? The virtual teams save the cost, time, but we have to face some kind of problems like communication gap. To overcome this, the teams need to have a clear communication. The regular online meetings and such kind of activities. Then come cultural differences. The global teams bring various cultural backgrounds, different communication styles, values that work together. I think we should include different cultures, different values in our teams. So, the cultural understanding is also creating some kind of challenges. The third point is management of conflict. Conflict is a natural in any kind of team. due to differences in maybe in the you can say authority, or maybe due to kind of cultural differences. These differences lead to conflicts in today's teams. Sometimes the individual goals clash with the team goals. For example, a salesperson may want to achieve a personal target, but the team may be focusing on the long term relationship. Leaders must align the rewards and recognitions so that the both individual and team success are valued. Keeping the motivation high is also a key point if we want to work effectively in the kind of teams. We need to maintain our energy and commitment. Then comes the challenge of technological overload, like emails, app chats. They can cause confusion as well. Team need to choose a few reliable platforms and use them constantly. Then comes psychological safety. In high performing teams, the member feels safe and speak up without any fear and embarrassment or fear of punishment. When the people are afraid to voice ideas, creativity, the leader must create the environment where everyone feels that they are being heard and valued. Now, how to develop the effective team culture? Creating the culture where the teamwork thrives doesn't happen by chance. It must be designed. Leaders can build such a culture by modeling collaboration themselves. They should appreciate team efforts publicly, support open dialogue, and encourage the learning from mistake instead of punishing them. For example, Google research on high performing teams find out that the most successful team had one thing in common, that is psychological safety. Members could share ideas freely without any fear. They made them more innovative and resilient. So, the final thoughts could be what we have learned in today's session, that groups are the foundation of teamwork. They go through stages before reaching the maturity. Understanding the group behavior helps the leader to manage effectively. With clear goal, trust, and communication, groups can become powerful teams. Modern teams face some kind of challenges like virtual work, cultural diversity, motivation, but with the awareness of right practices, they can overcome these challenges. So, before I end, I want you to reflect on your own experiences. Think of the time when you worked in a group. What stage you were in? What made it difficult for you? And now imagine what could be differently you could have done differently to make a true team. Remember, teamwork is not just about dividing the work, it's about multiplying the success. Thank you so very much for the listening. I hope today's lecture gave you new insights onto how the group functions and how the effective teams build, and see you next time. Till then, take good care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.